Hello, welcome to bonus session number 2 of Unleash Your Confidence on Camera. This is going to be a really fun and impactful training. So if you've ever had the experience of no engagement to your posts, like crickets, no one's liking them, they might like them, but they never ever comment or share or do anything. Here is why. So we're going to go over the 4 essential ingredients, 4, not 3. I accidentally said 3, but you get a bonus to creating engaging content that will have people stop scrolling and say, huh? I got to listen to that. So hang on to your hats because this is going to be a fun and quick training. Unless somebody shows up live, I'm just going to do the training, and if someone shows up live, we get to workshop. So you can see it in action, how it works and how quickly you can create a post. So instead of taking days or hours or even minutes to really think about what you're going to say, you can just have these 4 ingredients. And once you get used to doing these, it will become second nature and everything you do will have them. So we're going to start by telling you what they are. So the first one is, you already know this, it's a hook. A hook is something that gets them to stop and say, wait a minute, because you only have a second or 2 these days to get someone's attention. So you want to lead with a bold statement or some kind of question that is talking to your audience. And in my last challenge, I did some ninja content creation. I decided to skip it for this one because it's very high level and very deep. But one of the things that I taught in there is you want to challenge people's perspectives. You want to bring up problems that they don't know they have, mistakes they're making that they wouldn't be making if they knew there were mistakes, or misconceptions they have, things that they believe are going to get them what they want, but they aren't working, but they just don't realize that they're a mistake, because conventional experts on whatever subject matter will tell you to do this. For example, many entrepreneurs, especially the burnt out ones, think that they have to work incessantly. They have to be available 24/7 in order to create a thriving business. So that is a mistake they make, and a misconception. They believe they have to be available and then they do it, and then it creates burnout. So if you lead with something like, the less I work, the more I make, people are like, what the hell? Like, that'd be like, what? This person's insane, right? If they've been working themselves to the bone, chances are many of them have nothing to show for it because they're missing some essential ingredients. So we got them to stop by saying that. So you get to come up with some kind of a hook. Like, it could be even a question like, you want to know the difference between struggling coaches and successful coaches? Yeah, I do. I really do. Or it could be some kind of a teaser, like, want to know the number 1 secret of being confident on camera? Well, hold on, or stay tuned, or listen up. That's what I'm going to share with you. So you want to hook their attention. You want to hit them where their pain points are, or blow their mind, like shift their perspective. And the difference between being another talking head online and being a thought leader is having the ability to shift their perspective. So number 1 ingredient is a hook. Number 2 is to shift their perspective. Now, how do you do that? Well, there's lots of ways. You can make the case for your argument. You're going to give proof. You can share stories, testimonials, or you can say, well, if that were true, then every entrepreneur who was working 16-hour days would be wildly successful. And you and I both know that's just not the case, is it? Or you could say something like, in my case for video, confidence, we all know we don't get confident by believing we're confident. We get confident by doing the thing over and over, by practicing. And I've used this example before, like, you wouldn't sit down at a piano for the very first time and expect to play a concerto. So why would you expect to get on video and be confident the first time? Confidence comes from practicing. practicing the right things over and over until you get comfortable, right? So that is an example of making the case. You could also use statistics. Say, for example, people in let's say my industry, my target clients, they might be using written posts, or they might be using letters or blogs or pictures or voiceovers or somebody else's audio, not even their own voice, and thinking that at least they're busy, right? They're doing something for their business. But if you're not doing the right things, if you are not getting people to actually do something differently, you are merely entertaining them at best, or they're scrolling past you because you're like everybody else. So in order to be a thought leader, you really get to shift their perspective on the way they've been thinking or behaving. And a really good example of this, one of the things that I see in my industry is people waiting until they feel ready to get on video. They feel like they're confident. They feel like they know enough before they press that go live or record button. And all successful coaches that are influencers that have the impact and income they want were willing to start before they're ready. And take Steve Jobs, for example. Do you think that Apple spent, I mean, of course they spent years and years developing the iPhone, but do you think they waited until it was perfect before they put it out there? No. If they did, we would never get these software upgrades. They put out the lowest viable product, and then based on people's feedback, they upgrade it. And it's the same thing with us showing up on video. We get to just show up, be willing to mess up, be willing to fail, be willing to get back up, because that is the only way we get better at anything, is by practicing. So I've made the case, okay? I've hopefully shifted your perspective. And then I can ask a question. So let me ask you this. Do you want to keep getting ready to be ready, to be ready, to be on video, to actually show up and serve your people and create the impact and income you desire? Or do you want to do what successful coaches do and start now before you're ready? So there's a question. Then I'm going to offer a number 3 solution. So I could say something like, so if you're ready to get off the bench and onto the field, to start playing, to start serving your people, to start creating that impact that you know you're here for, then I have compiled a free guide for you. It's the 10 first steps that all successful coaches take to build their business before they're ready. If you want that guide, and then I'm going to go right into number 4, all you have to do is click the link in my bio, and I will send it right to your inbox. Now, if you don't have a link, I'm talking to you now. If you don't have a link, you want to do some type of CTA, call to action. And that could be comment below, or shoot me a DM with your email and I'll send it to you. So if you don't have a link for it, you can just send it directly. Or it could be a call to action, like, if you're ready, if you're done with this, book a call with me. I've scheduled, I've cut out so much time in my schedule to save for you, for people that are ready to take action, that are ready to go after their dreams. So you can book a 30-minute call with me right now. It will cost you absolutely nothing. And in this call, you tell them what you're going to do. I am 100% committed in making a difference for you. We're going to go over what has been holding you back up until this point, what you really, really want that maybe you've even been afraid to say out loud. And then we're going to come up with an action plan on how to get you there. So if that sounds good to you, just click the link and book your call right now. So you want to do something. You want to get people in the habit of responding to you, because if they're not taking action, they will forget you and forget everything that you've taught them, right? You're just entertaining them at best. So the call to action could be comment below a mind blown emoji if this was mind blowing to you, or if something opened up for you, or if you had an aha. Let me know what you're going to do differently tomorrow or today. Just ask them to do something. If this impacted you and you can think of one friend that needs to hear this, please share it with them. Anything like that. So again, we have hook, So that's that bold statement or the question. A lot of times I'll say the biggest mistake that online coaches make is waiting to be ready or to feel ready before they go show up on video, something like that. Okay. And then what's number 2? We're going to shift their perspective. If that was really working, do you think we'd have any influencers that were any good on video today? Or do you think everybody would be just using photos? I mean, nobody would be on video if they started after they were ready. Nobody would. So you're going to shift the perspective and you can make the case. Remember, you can use evidence, you can use case studies, you can use statistics. One of the statistics I use is that 90% of consumers reported that video helps them make buying decisions, yet it is one of the most underutilized formats across Facebook, Twitter, and some other places. I don't remember them offhand. So it's like using those statistics, or that's what my client Betty thought, blah, 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 blah. You can use your own story. Like, this is what I thought too. And then once I started showing up on video, my following increased by 200% and my clients went up by 700%, something that's true. That would be true for me, right? So figure out like what are some basic ways you can build your case to shift their perspective, because what they're doing isn't working. It is not serving them to allow them to stay there in that shitty diaper, I call it, like, sitting in it and like, oh, it's comfortable, it's warm, and I don't feel like moving. That's not going to serve them. They aren't here for that. You aren't here for that. You are here to create an impact. So do it. So then the third thing, remember, is to offer the solution. It's a good place to talk about your lead magnet, to offer your freebie, to offer a free call, or just ask them, tell them what the solution is briefly. And then number 4, ask them to do something. Do something different. Okay, so hopefully that supported you. Let me know in the Facebook group or shoot me an email and let me know some of yours. Practice your videos in the Facebook group. Go in there and do a video on this. Show us what you're coming up with and let us give you feedback if it's landing or if tweaks would be good. Is it understandable or is it clever? Remember, over cleverness anytime, every day of the week. You can also use humor if you're good at that. I mean, if you're a humorous person in general. If you're not, sometimes it's kind of funny. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.